Hey, here's a guide on how to use OBS together with Flux Panda and how you can create some more advanced setups with multiple cameras, animations, and all sorts of things that you might want to mix together during your live session. Now, generally, you can go live on Flux Panda with your mobile phone, with your webcam, but there are cases where you want to have something a little bit more complex, maybe. Well, I'm not sure why you want to have something more complex, but some people do. And what you can do and use is OBS. OBS is the tool that's used by all the video streamers, the video game streamers, with their little avatars and the tickers and all the animations and stuff. And what you can do is, create different scenes. So what you can see here right now, it's like one of my webcams, but I can have another scene where I have another webcam and the other webcam and a picture and some text, and I can even play back videos, like this little video we have here of the bunny. And what you can do during the live, you can cycle through those different scenes, right? So you can have like a multi-camera setup, which can be pretty cool. Maybe you want to like show a video of your product, or do any other sort of transitions, animations, and what have you. So the way that OBS works with Flux Panda is that you have to use what is called the virtual camera. And that's because we are using a low latency streaming infrastructure, which requires you to ingest video using a virtual camera and not RTMP, as if you know OBS, you might be used to. Now, this comes by default in the new version of OBS, so you don't have to do anything in order to enable this. But what you do have to do is to install an additional plugin, which is called the VB Audio, or VB Audio Cable, so it's called. And the link for this is VB Audio Virtual Cable. We can search for this over here, that's that. And you can download this from this website for free. And once you've installed it, what you have to do in the settings of OBS, under audio, you have to go to advanced and select VB cable as the monitoring device. And now the audio from OBS is routed through into what is going to be appearing on your webcam feed and also on Flux Panda. But there is one more thing that you have actually to do to make it work, which is over on Flux Panda. In the settings, you have to select the VB cable as your audio, and of course OBS virtual camera as the input device for the stream. So that's pretty much all you have to set up. Install OBS, install the VB cable, select the audio source over here, select the OBS virtual camera over here, and you're ready to go. So what you can see here on the left hand side is our admin panel, where I can see now there is some sort of like an OBS preview. And let's start the virtual camera, and as we can see immediately, everything appears over here. So you have what you have in OBS in the preview in Flux Panda. And if I go live now, this will be broadcasted and everyone can see what's going on here. So then you can, happily switch through your different scenes and, create these kind of like more sophisticated experiences. Now, one important thing is that what you can see on my OBS over here is that I'm using kind of like a mobile aspect ratio. And that's because in this case, I'm assuming that most of my audience will watch this on like a mobile device, so like a kind of like landscape. So that's why I'm like using this setup over here. And then you can position everything in that way. And, accordingly, if people will watch it on their phone, then they will see it like they see whatever, Instagram video or what have you. Now, the important thing to note is that you will ingest this entire canvas over here as the video. And that means if you want to display a video like this bunny video over here, you shouldn't put it to the top because it may be cropped a little bit. So you have to put it into the center, about here. And that is because like different phones have obviously different like screen resolutions, and what we do, we optimize it so that we show the max possible, but there is a chance that we cut a little bit on the top and the bottom. So if you ingest your video in a mobile portrait format like I'm doing here. You just want to make sure that whatever you want to have in the scene and on focus is somewhere more around the center. And you have to expect that some elements here are cropped. Now, the other thing that you of course can do is you can set the whole thing up to ingest as a desktop. And I can do this. I have a scene here, which is basically same thing, but it's moved around as desktop. And I have a profile over here, which like changes my whole setup as a desktop. There's just one important thing, that whenever you change the aspect ratio, so from here, from, for example, mobile over to desktop, you have to restart your browser, because otherwise the browser won't pick up that there is a new aspect ratio, and you will get like a funny screen like I have over here. So you can see that now my desktop doesn't actually fit into the browser, because the browser expects the mobile ratio from OBS. So the trick is to restart your browser, not just refresh the page, but you have to restart the entire browser, and then it will pick up the new ratio from OBS, and everything will work perfectly. So that's it. That's how you can stream using OBS, can create all your fancy screens. And if you have any questions, of course, let us know.